can you guys provide a service for these guys? If they don't want to store stuff, but you do. Let's think about this for a minute. You guys, you can be the IT geek sort of realm, and they can be the normal average user realm. You have machines at home. Let's think about this for a second. Who knows how RAID works on a hard drive? Or 10, or 20, or 1. Yeah, I know, I haven't said that, but let's say 5. Then we're going to split up and have some of you have information, but not everything. And then what we could even do is allow you guys, because we have levels of network, to split things up. So imagine like that level, and we have a file, and we split it, and 2, 2, and that sort of stuff. That's actually more complex than that, but we have an overlay of bits between different parts of you. And now, they don't even need to know because we can have layered multicast. And they request a file. And one of you has the first part, and one of you has the second part. And one of you has the third part. And what you do, together you send it. Now, we're not altruistic. This is reality. We're humans. We care about things outside of our family because, well, we get paid and we do things. And for whatever reason, there's some incentive that drives us. Imagine now if we had a micropayment system. Imagine for a 1,000th of a cent per slice or something like this, someone could request it from you. Sounds boring, doesn't it? You only get 1,000th of a cent. What if 1 million people access it a day? How much is 1,000th of a cent by 1 million people a day? Not a huge amount of money, but what if it happens every day, 24/7? What if it's now 1 billion people accessing that file or bit and paying you a fraction of a cent at a time? You might not be a huge company, but we might have lots of little companies instead of one big Google. People specializing in certain types of file, certain types of access speed, certain types of redundancy, location-based, so that we can say, if something happens in this area, I'm guaranteed to be able to access things. Fast access locally, plus backups elsewhere in multiple locations. So, going over this again, imagine now that I want to form a group. I can broadcast it to the network and tell people about it. Or people can join from other people. If I've got 1 million, billion groups on my application, are you going to guess one randomly? I mean, you can. If you want to try and guess one and it's an open one without a key, can you join that? Yeah. I mean, and there'll be some wonks out there who decide, I want to come and randomly join networks. Why? I don't know, people do. Don't ask me why people do a lot of stupid things, but it happens. But remember, we also had things like not just authentication headers, but the ability to share and encrypt data. And if we build an encryption key into the group ID and the multicast, what happens then? If we go over to the group and we say, hey, I want to join, and they go, yep, not a problem, here's your key. Do you join? We do. Sort of nodding, going, maybe. You join, you get the key, you encrypt, you decrypt, you're part of the big party. Alternatively, you don't have the key, you get garbage, you don't join, you don't see anything, you don't get routed, that's it, gone. So that sounds a little bit like peer-to-peer, doesn't it? I mean, we're talking, you guys as peers communicate to each other. You file share to each other. You back up data for each other. Yeah, that's what peer-to-peer was meant to be in the old days. Not a group of guys with nodes in mum's basement pretending that they're doing something for someone else or anything like this. Peer-to-peer was communication between individuals. Could also be person to person, machine to machine, in these sort of groups. So, in our overlay structure, we can specialize. So, why might I make my hypothetical company here that allows all you guys to find each other, talk, etc.? Why might I do something like that? Not like Twitter. Here's the thing. I can do it where you guys form groups, and if you put an encryption key on, or a joining key, I can advertise for money, very small micro payments, your group locations, so that people running, and I can update the apps to do it and get paid for it, and I can run the applications that go on your phone to do this. But if I'm not part of your group, what do I get? Someone's got to say it. What? Nothing. So, why would Google do this? If Google don't have your data, can they search it? No. If Google don't have your data, can they put advertising on it? No. What about Twitter? Twitter has a nice big contract with the NSA. That means they sell all the data. I'm not making that up. They actually do. It's a big part of their revenue thing. It's even listed on their SEC filings. So don't think I'm making it up. You can look up the SEC quarterly filings and see that a big chunk of Twitter data is made by selling everything you say anywhere in the world, including this country, so that the NSA can make sure that you're nice, according to American standards. Do you think that should happen? If you want your data, do you want necessarily to have everyone monitoring it? So here in Europe, why should American laws apply? I know, making myself friends in America. If you're Twitter, what's your revenue model? Data. You are not, and I mean not, the consumer. You are the consumed. You are the product. You are the thing they're selling. NSA pays money to Twitter. They are a consumer. GCHQ pays money to Twitter. They are a consumer. All those ad companies, they pay lots and lots of money to Twitter. They're consumers. You are the consumed. And you wonder why Jack Dorsey's suing me. Anyway, ignoring Mr. Zuckerberg and Jack and all those other fun people, think about this for a moment. How hard would it be to make an application that is super advanced, that not only sends images, but has 300 characters, just because you can have 20 more. Not hard, is it? And each of you over here, you want to make a small amount of money as well as me, because I don't feel like actually having to pay Amazon. I don't feel like having a contract with Microsoft. I don't feel like having anything to do with Silicon Valley. Where in the world can I base myself? Anywhere. I can decide I want to live anywhere. And I can be an app developer, and I can do things and update all of this. And if you love my app because it's faster, it displays images better, it helps locate other people you want to know better, you'll use it. You know, right now, people talk about markets. There is no such thing as a Silicon Valley market. There is no such thing as a market. Markets are subsidized things that we have now. Markets do it at value. We want to bring back markets. And to do that, each of you should be owning data. Yours. At the end of the day, I want you to tell me what the smallest group that you're going to form is. Come on, someone. What is the smallest group? One. You. The individual. So you can have your own data on multiple devices. If you have your own data on multiple devices of your own, you have multiple machines, you can have your own backup. One of those can be paid for with encrypted information on other people's servers stored across multiples. If you're doing that, guess what now happens? It's up to you how you run things, how much data you store, where you store it, how long you store it, what you share. So if I want to attack you and I want to break all your systems and I want to wreck all your data, including everything I can find, on a multicast network of the type we've just been telling you about, tell me on IPv6 how the hell I know where you are. I don't. As the attacker outside this network, I don't. There is a way that I could do it. If I managed to get malware on every router on Earth and have monitoring software on every network on Earth, I could correlate all of that to find out every machine that ever receives traffic from you. I'm sorry, but the NSA isn't going to do that. GCHQ isn't going to do that. Five Eyes, and if they have a big cakewalk and get together with China and Russia and all become friends, still won't do it. Not happening. So, privacy, secrecy, confidentiality, they're all different things. We covered this last time. Secret data, I'm not aiming for that, but private I am. Private, you have protection for yourself. Secret is a problem. Secret is when you don't ever want something known. And I guess people out there have things they don't want known, but that's a different issue again. But when you're storing data and you're doing these sort of things, when you're creating a sort of shared system, then that information in the groups you have is going to be shared. Right now, if I share information with someone else, can I delete it from them?